Have you heard the latest buzz surrounding a Tufts University graduate student? It's making headlines. Rumeysa Ozturk, a 30-year-old medical student from Turkey, found herself detained by federal authorities this week under very controversial circumstances. But here's where things get interesting: she's not just facing immigration issues. There's a lot more beneath the surface. On Friday, a federal judge in Massachusetts stepped in, ruling that Ozturk cannot be deported until the court decides on her case. The judge's order came after Ozturk's attorneys filed a complaint against her detention. According to the court, the government has until Tuesday to respond. The big question on everyone's mind: why was Ozturk detained in the first place? Well, it turns out, federal officials claim she was engaged in activities supporting Hamas. A spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security made this statement public, but the details remain unclear. What we do know is that Ozturk was taken to a Louisiana detention center before her legal team could get a court order to release her. Here's where it gets even more complicated. The university insists it had no prior knowledge of the detention and did not provide any information to federal authorities beforehand. While Tufts University confirmed Ozturk's visa had been cancelled, her lawyers maintain that she was in good standing with her F1 student visa at the time of her arrest. No charges have been filed against her, yet. Now, Ozturk's story is part of a much larger issue. Recently, several international students across the country have been detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. The University of Minnesota, for instance, reported a similar incident where an international graduate student was detained near its campus. University officials there expressed concern, clarifying that campus safety officers do not enforce federal immigration laws. In fact, the situation is becoming a flashpoint for debate. Minneapolis City Council member Robin Wonsley voiced her outrage over what she called Trump's attacks and promised a rally against such actions. Wonsley argued that local governments should do more to protect vulnerable residents from these aggressive immigration policies. So, what does all this mean? For one, it highlights the growing tension around immigration laws and their impact on international students in the U.S. Many are questioning the role of universities, local authorities, and the government in these arrests. While some argue that these actions are necessary to protect national security, others see them as an infringement on academic freedom and students' rights. Could this case mark the beginning of a larger crackdown on international students in the U.S.? Time will tell, but one thing is certain: this issue is far from settled. Stay tuned as more details unfold.